This conference will now be recorded.
विदधाति पूर्वम् यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तमहदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनगेन्द्रसम्भवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां विद्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। यस्य निश्वसितं वेद यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेतमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम्। So till yesterday, by citing the example of intense hunger, the teacher has explained to us the kind of vividisha, the desire for knowledge, which leads to sannyas. Just as when a person is not hungry, he can be distracted. But when a person is intensely hungry, then there is nothing else that covers or occupies him, covers his mind. That hunger is such that it will make that person ignore all other things, but will now kimanya no rochate. For him, anything else is not wanted by him. At that moment, he finds that even if there are other things and other issues which are very interesting otherwise, but at that moment when he is extremely hungry, he will say that let us discuss these topics after lunch. Let's have lunch and then discuss this. So now he keeps everything else to the side and just looks forward to satiation of hunger. Any delay will not also, he is not able to even tolerate, endure it then after. So like that, when janma hetushu karmasu atyantam aruchihi, then that person, what does he find? You tell him, you do this, you will get this, you do that, you will get those things. after this life, next life, you will be born as a king, but in this life, you should do this. He says, I'm not interested. Okay, okay, maybe after you go from here in the heaven, you will get all these pleasures. I'm not interested. Or maybe do these things in this very life, you will get all these benefits. Hey, not interested. And so, karmasu atyantam aruchihi. He has atyanta aruchi here. Not interested, disinterested. And then, Vedana sadhaneshu cha shravanadishu tvara mahati sampadyate. And he hurries towards what? Then all his energy is directed only in finding himself occupied with moksha sadhana, which is shravana manana nididhyasanam, etc. With all these things. Tadrishi vividisha sannyasa he. That desire which will make you give up laukika, paralaukika, or asmin janmani, anyat janmani, whatever phala is going to come, if that is not wanted and therefore karma, I am not interested. I am interested only in wanting to know what will set me free. When this is the nature of Vividisha, this Vividisha becomes the cause of sannyas. Just a general curiosity is not what we call as Vividisha. A general curiosity may be there. Interest, ruchi also will be there. Interest will be there. But that interest or that desire which leads to sannyasa is of different kind. So now having explained the nature of Vividisha, he further explains what kind of pandityam, what kind of vidvatta is that which leads to sannyas again, because we may find scholarship amongst people over here who have done their PhDs on Vedanta, in Vyakarana, and and various, they have different subjects for their PhDs. So those people also may be great scholars, but they are all looking for jobs, and they are not looking for sannyas. They are looking for jobs. And therefore, what vidvatta is that? What is that kind of scholarship which takes a person to sannyasa, which now will be called as vidvat sannyasa? That vidvatta is explained in the next shloka. Vidvattayaha avadhihi upadesha sahasrayam abhihitaha. Now, what is that avadhi? Avadhi means that limit. When would you be calling a person truly knowing Vedanta, knowing Atma, and because of which the sannyas becomes fructified? So over here, this has been told to us where Avadhihi Upadesha Sahasrayam in the Prakarana Grantha by Bhagavan Bhashyakara Shankaracharya. Its title is Upadesha Sahasri. So Upadesha Sahasrayam Abhihitaha has been told over there. What is it? Dehatma Jnana Vajnanam Dehatma Jnana Badhakam Atmanyeva Bhavetyasya Sanechanna Vimuchyate. iti. What is it? Dehatma jnanavat jnanam. Presently, how do you know you are? I am a man, I am a woman, this is my age. With all these qualifications, you recognize I. Qualified with name, form, age, qualities, and all of it is Dehatma Jnanam. Considering the body only as Atma, the body and the various properties of the body are superimposed on the self, and then one says, this is what I am. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm young, I'm old, I'm stout, I am thin, I am healthy, I am not, I am unhealthy, so on and so forth. Whatever you are speaking, now you are saying that it is the knowledge of I, and confidently you go about doing all the vyavahara with this knowledge that I am the body. Dehatma jnanam. What jnanam? So the confidence that there is no doubt about it. You never consider somebody else's body as I. You consider this body only as I. All the other bodies in the world are not I. But only one body becomes I. How come? You never have any doubt that this body could be I, that body could be I. No. The confidence and one does not even doubt it. Dehatma jnanava jnanam. So knowledge which is free from any doubt, like the knowledge you presently have about yourself as body. With that confidence, Dehatma jnanava jnanam. And how is that knowledge? I am Brahman. Presently I have no problem. I am an Indian. Then I have another knowledge about myself. I am a businessman. Then I have another knowledge about myself. I am a successful businessman. So you keep on adding various things to this I, as if everything goes into the definition of I. Hey, everything keeps on coming and getting assimilated in the definition of I. Maybe I am Brahman also is one more addition to all these knowledges. I am an Indian, I am a businessman, I am a successful businessman. One more knowledge, I'm patriotic, I am also a devotee. No, another knowledge comes, I am Brahman. I am Brahman. He says, no, it is not an addition. It is not an addition. But what is it? Dehatma jnana badhakam. It goes to cancel, falsify all the other notions about I. Because in all those notions, Anatma Padartha is considered, is erroneously understood as I. The body, the mind, the senses, the intelligence, everything is now put together, which is Anatma and considered to be I. And so, this knowledge that I am Brahman goes, it should be as clear, as doubt-free as that knowledge, I am body. Aham Brahma iti. Okay, but this knowledge is not an addition. Then what is it? Dehatma jnana badhakam. Badhakam means it goes to falsify. It goes to falsify. Therefore, this knowledge is not some another feather in your cap to decorate the ego. It goes to falsify the ego. It goes to falsify the ego, destroys the ego by falsification. Dehatma jnana badhakam. Atmani eva bhavedyasya. Now he who has this knowledge about the self that I am Brahman, which is clear, which has falsified every other notion. I am a businessman, I am a successful businessman, I am married, I am unmarried, I am educated, I am not educated, I am hungry, I am satisfied, I am sick, I am healthy, I am tall, I am a man, I am a woman, I am young, I am old. All these notions are just washed away, falsified. Falsified in seeing Atma is Brahman. Atmani eva bhavedyasya. So nechanapi muchyate. Then he is free even if he doesn't desire to be. So this is the avadhi of scholarship. Scholarship is not cramping more and more information. That is all okay. More and more information can be nice, okay. But if it does not culminate into falsification of body, identification, etc., we do not consider that as to be knowledge. Because knowledge means that which will remove ignorance and the products of ignorance. Knowledge of rope not only removes the ignorance, but also removes the snake. Both. That is knowledge. So over here, what do you mean by he has the knowledge which is responsible for sannyas? In which ignorance has gone, and also the notions which were the byproducts of the ignorance, they also have gone. Atmani eva bhavedyasya sanechan apimuchyate. So this is the avadhi of that knowledge. Okay? Now with this knowledge, it is clear that Atma, I am Brahman. I am Brahman. Knowledge has taken place. But at a transactional, at this empirical level, where he is conducting transactions with himself, with the world, over there is the possibility of sannyas is there. Because such a person finds that he is totally fulfilled. There is nothing that he wants from the world, from the other world. But now what he sees is that let this mind get absorbed in its source. Okay. Furthermore, on page number 27. Page number 27. Nanu evam sati vividisha sannyasa phalena tattvajnanena eva agami janmano varitatvad vartamana janmasheshasya bhogamantarena vinashayitum ashakyatvad kimanena vidvat sannyasa prayasena iti chet. Now this is a a real turn in the discussions. We were waiting for this point. This is the turn. He asks a question. He said, Evam sati, even if this be so, Vividisha sannyasa phalena. Now that knowledge which is taking place, which has taken place, is the result of Vividisha sannyasa, because he took the sannyasa in order to generate knowledge, to get knowledge. Why did he take to Vividisha sannyas? Not because he liked the ochre color clothes or something. I like people calling me Swamishi, Swamishi. That's a nice thing. No, not for that reason. Vividisha sannyasa he had taken so that he could have this knowledge, and now it is the phalam. So it is the phalam. Vividisha sannyasa phalena tatvajnanena eva. How? Just by that knowledge, based on that knowledge, what has happened? Agami janmano varitatva. Now there is no more future births. There are no more births. Done. Because that sannyasa has fructified in the knowledge. What knowledge? Aham brahmaiti. I am not born, nor do I die. I am that substratum on which the world appears and disappears. That is what I am. He has that knowledge is there. And therefore, when one discovers that I cannot be born, nor can I be killed, perish, or anything, where is the question of any birth? Where is the question of death? Where is the question of death? Where is the question of any birth? And therefore, now once when this body perishes, now there is no more birth for him. Okay, no more. So Videha Kaivalyam is there. What is there? Videha Kaivalyam. He will be free. That is definite. Agami Janmano Varitatvad. But in the present birth, in the present state, the body is going to conduct himself in the world with this very body. And this body has arrived with its own karma. Correct? It has arrived with its own karma. That is what we call as prarabdha. So, vartamana janma sheshasya. So now this janma already, this birth has already taken place. Say suppose that person is 40 years and at that 40 years the knowledge has taken place. Now this body is supposed to live for another 40 years. So next 40 years is shesha, is the leftover. Now over there, bhogamantarena vinashayatu mashakyatvat. Now whatever are the bhogas for which this body has come into existence, somewhere he will be respected, somewhere insulted, somewhere appreciated, somewhere ignored. All these things will happen. The body has come with that prarabdha. It has come with that prarabdha. Bhogamantarena vinashayatu mashakyatvad. And these bhogas cannot be overcome. Not overcome in the sense, these bhogas cannot be destroyed without undergoing those experiences. So now that is for sure, those experiences are going to come. Okay. So, bhogamantarena vinashaytum ashakyatva. Question is, imanena vidvat sannyasa prayasena. Knowledge has taken place. Liberation is definitely there. Because there is no more birth. He is not going to fall into the trap to suffer ever again. But what about this present body? The arrow has already left the string of the bow. When will the arrow stop? Only to when the arrow goes and meets its target and loses its strength, or it travels till it loses its velocity. Correct? So, when will that arrow become ineffectual? To that point till where the velocity is completely lost. Gone. To that point, the arrow will travel. So also this body has already begun its journey. Till what point will this body continue? Till it has the velocity of those karma phalas. Whatever are the experiences due to be experienced through this body, till then the body will continue. Till then the body will continue. And therefore now he asks a question, any which ways the liberation is there, the body is already going to meet its fate. What is the point of Vidvat Sannyas? What is Vidvat Sannyas going to do? Kya bada tir chalayega Vidvat Sannyas? What will be achieved by Vidvat Sannyas? Correct? What will be done? What is the prayojanam? Knowledge is already there. So for knowledge you cannot say Vidvat Sannyas is there. Then what is the prayojan of that Vidvat Sannyas? What is the prayojanam? And so he says, Kim anena, kim prayasena, kim anena prayasena iti? Iti chet, if this is your question, maivam, don't speak like that. Maivam. Vidvat sannyasasya jivanmukti hetutvat. Because this Vidvat sannyas is meant for Jivanmukti. Vividisha sannyasa, what is it going to give? Videha mukti. But what is the prayojana of this Vidvat sannyas? Jivanmukti. This was the question. For what? What is the prayojanam? The prayojanam is Jivanmukti. Okay. Jivanmukti hetutvat. Tasmat vedanaya yatha vividisha sannyasah evam jivan muktaye vidvat sannyasas sampadaniyaha. And therefore, just as the vividisha sannyasa is meant for vedanam, for knowledge, just like that, Vidvat sannyasa is meant for Jivan Muktaye, for Jivan Mukti. What is the point of Vividisha sannyasa? Prayojanam, and the reason, the objective of Vidvat sannyasa, sampadaniyaha. Therefore, it should be accomplished. Vidvat sannyasa sampadaniyaha, sampanna karna chahiye. Sampadaniyaha. Apadam means to acquire. Sampadaniya. Iti vidvat sannyasa. Thus, up to this point, now we have made what is Vidvat sannyasa and what is the prayojana of Vidvat sannyasa. what is the nature of Vidvat Sannyas and what is the objective of Vidvat Sannyas has been made clear through this discussion up to this point. Okay. Now comes the topic, what is Jivanmukti? For which Vidvat Sannyasa is meant. You understand? Avantara topic, Vishaya, there is an Avantara Vishaya, connected topic. What is that connected topic? Vidvat Sannyasa is meant for Jivanmukti. Then now, question naturally will be, what is Jivanmukti? And this is the Avantara Vishaya. Atha keyam Jivanmukti. Atha means, now that Atha is Anantaryam. Okay, Atha has got several meanings. One meaning is Anantaryam. So now, whatever we have, when we use the Atha means now, that when you use the word now, it means that it could be a new beginning. Okay? It could be a new beginning, or it could be continuation. It could be a question. If you say, now what is this? Now what? So now is what over there? It's a question. So when we use the word atha, it could have several meanings, out of which one meaning is anandaryam, which means continuity. Continuity. Atha keyam jivan mukti. Now continuation from the past. Because we have discussed till now Vidvat Sannyasa, its prayojanam is Jivan Mukti. And therefore, what is this Jivan Mukti? Now, what is Jivan Mukti? Atha Kayam Jivan Mukti. What is this Jivan Mukti? Question 1. Kim va tatra pramanam? Kim va tatra pramanam? No, yeah, because you're doing drawing over there. So that's why. Kim va tatra pramanam? Kim va tatra pramanam? No. How do you know this is Jivan Mukti? How do you know something is Jivan Mukti? So in order to know, you require pramana. We are not saying over here pramana. Again, the word pramana over here does not mean some quotation or authoritative text. Not an authority. What is this? And it is not an evidence also. Though we use this word liberally, even in this translation, they have used evidence. What is the evidence? What is the evidence? It is pramanam. How do you know this? What is Jivan Mukti? Because anything can be called as Jivan Mukti. Somebody is just dancing on the road, Jivan Mukti. What is Jivan Mukti? That's why people have these strange ideas about some liberated Mahatma. He behaves very strangely. Behave strangely is what? Means Jivan Mukti. I was somewhere in Haldwani. Then they took me to one Mahatma. They said that Swamiji, in our village there is this one Mahatma and he stays only in that smashan. So Haldwani is part of, in the Himalayas only. So everywhere pahad, all the mountains are there. So they took me. So there was this small little, what do they call it? A stream, perennial river stream. And there is one smashan over there, crematorium, where there, how many dead bodies can come over there? So some few, they were there. Then that Mahatma told me, great Siddhas live over here in Himalayas. I said, okay, we have heard that. Tebhyo nityam namo namaha. And then he told me, yesterday only one had come. Yesterday one had come. Must have come. Then he told me he came from this mountain and he came jumping like a monkey, like anything. In 1 minute, 2 minutes, he was down from that mountain, came jumping on the cliff and all, like Spider-Man. Great Siddha, Jivanmukti. What is this? This is some Lakshana of a Jivanmukta. He who jumps from a mountain is called Jivanmukta. So if he is good at jumping, it's nice. He has practiced well. His body is agile. That much we can be sure about. That his body is very agile and he jumps from those slippery rocks without falling down like a lizard or something like that. They have some, things to hold on under their paws. Maybe this fellow has got it. He has good balance of body. But can you use this Lakshana as a Lakshana of a Jivan Mukta? That he does strange things and that's why he is Jivan Mukta. He jumps from the mountains. And therefore now what is required is that you have made the Lakshana. But what is Pramanam? Two things are required. Lakshana is also required, Pramana is also required. Because through Lakshana, Sambhavana is established. But through the Pramana, with that Sambhavana, knowledge takes place. And that is why we have this statement, Lakshana Pramana Bhyam Vastu Siddhi. When you are going to talk about Jivan Mukti, first of all, what is the Lakshana of Jivan Mukti and how do you know through what Pramana do you know this is called as Jivan Mukti? Otherwise, you can call anything, jumping from mountains also as Jivan Mukti. Practice well, jump from mountains, Jivan Mukti. No. Kim va tatra pramanam, katham va tat siddhi, and how will it be accomplished? How will this Jivan Mukti be accomplished? Katham va tat siddhi, siddhau va kim prayojanam iti chet. Again, even if it is accomplished, that Jivan, what is achieved? What is the objective? Invata prayojanam. Alright, you have Jivan Mukti. Now that Jivan Mukti is there, so what has happened? These are the various issues, and these issues are avantara vishayas. They are topics of, because one topic will lead to other topic, and therefore the Jivan Mukti as a prakarana, as an issue, can be dealt with when all these issues are answered, all these topics are analyzed. Okay. Uchyate, when when these questions are asked, the teacher says, and he says Uchyate, that will be answered. Jivataha purushasya kartritva bhoktritva sukha dukkhadi lakshanaschitta dharmaha klesha rupatvat bandho bhavati tasya nivaranam jivan mukti. You can note it down as the very lakshana. Klesha is affliction. Upadrava, Klesha. Now, if you look at that Yoga Sutra, there are Pancha Kleshas. Patanjali, Ron, enumerates five afflictions which are present in the thought processes. Okay, every thought process has certain degree of klesha, affliction, and that is why it creates pain, dukkha. What are these pancha kleshas according to the Yoga Sutra? Avidya, asmita, ragadvesha, and abhinivesha. Avidya is viparyaya over there. To consider the body as Atma is viparyaya. To consider the mind as self, viparyaya. Because that what is not the self, anatma, is considered to be Atma. And this kind of erroneous knowledge is called as avidya. In the Yoga Sutra, erroneous knowledge is called as avidya. So whether it is the Yoga Sutra, Yoga Shastra, or the Vedanta, we do not accept ignorance as absence of knowledge. Because in reality, there is nothing like absence of knowledge. There is nothing like absence of knowledge. Therefore, what is avidya? Avidya is erroneous knowledge. They consider. So, kleshas, we are looking at the word klesha. So, first of all, they say that there are 5 types of kleshas. Every thought process will be infected, will be infested by these 5 kleshas. And the amount of klesha in the thought process determines the intensity of dukkha experienced by the individual. If one is experiencing very intense dukkham, then look at those thought processes, and because of which this dukkham is there, and you will discover that the amount of klesha, the level of klesha in those thought processes is 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 it is red alert, alarmingly high. And so, avidya, asmita is the sense of individuality. Okay, asmita, raga, dvesha, raga and dvesha, both of them, these two things are considered over here, raga, dvesha, as kleshas, and then likes and dislikes, abhinivesha. Abhinivesha is defined as the mrityu bhayam, the fear of death, insecurity. In fact, this fear of death expresses as all our insecurities. all insecurities. What will happen to me if this person is not there? If he is not there, she is not there, what will happen to you? Which means I am afraid, there is a fear that I will also perish. And so, what will happen to this insecurity is there. So, this Abhinivesha itself expresses as insecurity. It is total identification, Abhinivesha. So, 5 kleshas are there. And these kleshas make the vrittis, make every thought process as what? Klishta vritti. They make the vrittis klishta. Klishta means not jatila. Klishta means klesha yukta. That vritti becomes klesha yukta, infused with the klesha. Now, look at this, the sentence. Jivataha purushasya abhinivesha. Raga and Dvesha are two different. Jivataha purushasya. Now, the person who is living, because Jivanmukti we are talking about. So when we are talking about Jivanmukti, we are not discussing about someone who attained knowledge and then died and then he never had any birth. We are not talking about that Videha Mukti. We are talking about Jivanmukti. So necessarily the person has to be living. Now there are some people who are of the opinion that nobody is liberated as they are living. Because their objection is that when we are living in this empirical world, when it is hot, you are going to be troubled. When it is going to be cold, there is going to be trouble. When there is hunger, there is going to be trouble. When there is thirst, there is going to be trouble. When there is sickness, there is going to be trouble. When there is old age, there is going to be trouble. When there is going to be somebody insulting, pushing, or something like that, it is going to be dukkham. So as long as you are living, there is dukkham. So where is freedom from dukkham? And therefore, if there is any mukti, then it will be necessarily only after all the transactions have ended. When will the transactions end? If you do not have any body. When will you not have any body? When the karmas are ineffectual, not able to create a body. When will the karmas become ineffectual? When the knowledge burns it down. So the knowledge has taken place and the agami karmas, sanchita karmas are all burned. They will not create any future body for troubles to be experienced. Gone. So according to them, there will be mukti. The mukti is only after you die. Till then you simply have to suffer, endure at the most. But we are talking about Jivanmukti. So there is something called as Jivanmukti. So necessarily the Jivataha Purushasya, of the person who is living, breathing. He is living over here in this very body. Jivataha Purushasya Kartritva Bhoktritva Sukhadukhadi Lakshanaschitta Dharmaha. Now, those klesha, those 5 types of kleshas were told to you in the Yoga Sutra. Okay, they are discussed in the Yoga Sutra. Now, the teacher over here says These are chitta dharma. These kleshas, the chitta, the mind has certain properties. These are the very properties of the mind. They are the very dharma. Like sweetness is the dharma of sugar, heat is the dharma of fire, huh? Light is the dharma of Surya, etc. Huh? Kartritva, bhoktritva, sukha dukkhadi, lakshanash-chitta dharma. These are chitta dharmas. Huh? Chitta dharma. How is this? Kartritva, bhoktritva. The experiencership and the doership. This is what chitta dharma. And in this chitta dharma, because this is the very nature of the mind. In the nature of the mind, klesha rupatvat, they are how? They are not neutral. They are klesha rupa. This kartrutva bhoktrutva, that what was told to you by the Yoga Sutras as 5, we are putting that together only as this 2. Kartrutvam and bhoktrutvam. Take it up. And when we say kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, it will cover all. It will cover all, justify all. Avidya is sitting over there, Asmita is sitting over there, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, everything is there in Kartrutvam, Bhoktrutvam. So, Klesha Rupatvat Bandho Bhavati. Now, this Kartrutva and Bhoktrutva becomes a bondage. And what will this bondage do? It will force the person to suffer. In the bondage, the person does not say, okay, मैं फुर्सत से भोग लूंगा. No. That's why we have that word also, bonded labor. Bonded labor means now it is good that all such things are finished in the world. His grandfather took some loan, and now after the grandfather became a slave, the father became a slave. This fellow also all his life for 10 rupees that his grandfather had borrowed. That slavery is just paying off the interest of the loan. Bonded labor. Bonded labor. He is toiling in the for that landlord, does not get paid. Why? Because he's bonded. He is not doing anything great. He is just paying off his interest on the loan that his grandfather had borrowed. Generations after generations, bondage, bonded labor. Like that, there is bondage. You don't want to be a slave to this dukkha. But what happens? It will bring dukkham without your consent. That's why even if it is a president of a country, dukkham comes to him. Why? Not asking, you may be a powerful person, but the karma is powerful than you, will make you dukkha. So it is klesha rupatvat bandho bhavati. It becomes a bondage. So all these things that, look at these things. What is the chitta dharma? Kartrutva bhoktritva. This is the chitta dharma. Then klesha rupa. How is it? Klesha rupa. And because it is of the nature of klesha, it is a bondage. You understand all these things? How it is a bondage has been explained. It is, first of all, it is seen as the chitta dharma. Then after, it is seen as klesha, and because it is klesha, it is a bondage. If this part is clear, then we will understand the next, the following discussion which is going to follow. So, Jivataha Purushasya Kartritva Bhoktritva Sukha Dukkhadi Lakshanaschitta Dharmaha Klesha Rupatva Bandho Bhavati. Then Tasya Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. To be free from this bondage. Which bondage? To be free from Kartrutvam and Bhoktrutvam is now called as Jivan Mukti. All the other problems we will deal with it because the objections will be raised and also erased. Okay? Objections will be raised and erased both. So, now what is Jivan Mukti? Jivataha Purushasya Kartrutva Bhoktritva Sukha Dukkhadi Lakshanaschitta Dharmaha Klesha Rupatva Bandho Bhavati. Tasya Nivaranam. Tasya means Kasya? Bandhasya. Ko Bandha? Yak Klesha Rupaha. Ko Klesha Rupaha? Kat Klesha Rupaha? Chitta Dharmaha. Kashchitta Dharmaha? Kartrutva Bhoktritva Rupaha. You understand? Tasya Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. Now, Nivaranam, to remove, to destroy. Tasya Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. This is the definition of Jivan Mukti. Now, what do you mean by this definition? Lakshana. It means Lakshana. Now, Lakshana is given to us. Pramanam also has to be established. But whenever a Lakshana is given, the Lakshana should be free from Avyapti, Ativyapti, and Asambhavana. Then only it is qualified to become Lakshana, which means a characteristic which is defectless, Swachha. Otherwise, that characteristic, that definition can become a misleading definition. Misleading definition. We don't want that. So it should be Lakshana is given. Okay? Tasya Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. Tasya Nivaranam Bandhasya Nivaranam. O Bandhaha O Klesha Rupaha. Kah Klesha Rupaha Yashchitta Dharmaha. Kashchitta Dharmaha Kartrutva Bhoktritvadi Rupa. Tasya Nivaranam. So finally now where do you go? What is the final thing here? Kartrutva Bhoktritvayoho Nivaranam. Jivan Mukti is Jivan Mukti. This is it. Kartrutva Bhoktritvayoho Nivaranam Jivan Mukti. Tasya Jivataha Purushasya. Okay, we will see more of it tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashita Vande Bhagavantam Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Motiveda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Om.
These all question.
Hmm?
No question is there.
Tomorrow. What is there?
Viveka Narayan Mathur.
Can I ask? Yes, of course. What is the difference between Sthita Prajna and Vigvat Sannyasi? If there is any difference, is sannyas essential for a Sthita Prajna, or is he a natural Vigvat Sannyasi? Vivek ji, let us discuss this tomorrow. Thank you.